After the silence hit, I went into full panic mode. I tried convincing myself he might just be busy or going through something difficult. I told myself soulmates don't just disappear. But deep down, I felt it, something was wrong. I scrolled through our old messages, trying to find a clue, a hint, anything that could explain what happened. His words still felt warm, still sounded genuine, but now they echoed with a strange emptiness. I started digging. I went back to the photos he sent me, a few selfies, a picture of his supposed dog, and one of his apartment view. I reverse-searched the images. My heart sank. The dog photo? It came up on a random blog from 3 years ago. The apartment view? A hotel in Italy, one he claimed was his home. That's when it started to click, none of it was real. I was in shock. I felt so foolish. How could I not see it? But the thing is, when someone talks to you like you're the most important person in the world, when they remember the tiny details and check in on you every day, it's easy to believe. He never once asked for money in the beginning. He built trust. He played the long game. And I wasn't the first. That's what I learned next. I started searching forums and scam awareness pages. That's where I found others, women from different parts of the world, all sharing eerily similar stories. Same phrases, same excuses, even the same voice on calls. That's when the fear turned into something else. Anger, confusion, and a desperate need for answers. Who was this man really? And how many hearts had he played with before mine? Because the more I uncovered, the more terrifying it became. I started reaching out to the women I found online. One of them, Claire from Texas, had talked to him for nearly 6 months. She said he used a different name with her, but the photos were the same smile, the same sweet lines he used on me. Another woman, Mira from London, had even booked flights to meet him. He disappeared just 2 days before her trip. All of us were left with broken promises, drained bank accounts, and a storm of emotions we didn't know how to process. It wasn't just about the money anymore, it was about the betrayal, the deep emotional manipulation, and the fact that someone we trusted had never been real to begin with. The more stories I heard, the more disturbed I felt. Each of us thought we were special. Each of us believed we had found our soulmate. And yet, we were just part of a pattern, like pieces in a puzzle built on lies. I couldn't stop wondering how many others were still out there, still believing in his words, still sending him their hearts, and their money. I kept checking his last known username, trying to find any trace. Then something strange happened. I got a message from a new account. No name. Just, I didn't want to hurt you. My heart nearly stopped. Was it him? I replied, asking who it was, but the message was deleted before I could say more. The account disappeared right after. I didn't sleep that night. I kept replaying everything in my head. Was he still watching? Was this all just a twisted game to him? That one message shook me more than anything. It meant he knew what he did. But if he felt guilty, why hadn't he stopped? Or worse, was he still out there doing it to someone else right now? I couldn't stop thinking about that message, I didn't want to hurt you. It played in my head like a broken record. I started spiraling, checking every social platform, every app, trying to see if he had reappeared under another name. I even created fake profiles, hoping to bait him out, to catch him slipping. My heart was in constant chaos, part of me wanted justice, part of me wanted closure, but deep down, a small part still wanted to believe he had loved me, even if it was just for a moment. Then something unexpected happened. One of the women from the group chat, Elena, shared a new dating profile she'd come across. The bio, the photos, even the writing style, it all screamed him. But this time, he was using a new name, Ryan. I zoomed in on the picture. Same eyes. Same smirk. Same exact shirt he once said his mom gifted him. It was him. No doubt. My hands were shaking. This wasn't over. He was still out there, still lying, still pretending to be someone's perfect man. I couldn't let him do it again, not to another person. Elena agreed we had to do something. We made a plan. She'd match with him and play along. Keep the conversation going, gather proof. My job was to collect everything we had, screenshots, recordings, transaction logs, and prepare to report it. Not just to the platforms, but to the authorities too. We weren't going to stay silent anymore. But as we got closer, strange things started happening. I received a call from a blocked number, no one spoke, just breathing. Elena said her messages with him were disappearing. And one night, I came home to find my front door slightly open. That's when I realized, this was bigger than I thought. I stood frozen in the doorway, staring at the slight crack where my door should have been locked. My breath caught in my throat. I knew I had locked it that morning, I always did. I stepped inside slowly, heart pounding, hands trembling. Nothing looked stolen. Nothing looked touched. But I felt it, like someone had been there, watching, waiting. I didn't sleep that night. I kept the lights on, checked the locks 3 times, and sat by the window with my phone gripped tight, scared of what might happen next. This wasn't just about an emotional scam anymore. It felt like I was being followed. The next day, Elena stopped responding. At first, I thought maybe her phone died or she was just busy. But hours passed. I sent message after message, nothing. Then her profile disappeared, just like mine had vanished when he blocked me. My gut twisted. Something wasn't right. I managed to find her through the support group. Another woman had her email. I reached out, desperate for a reply. When she finally wrote back, her tone was cold, completely different. She said she didn't want to be involved anymore, that it was getting too risky, and to leave it alone. That's when everything changed. Later that evening, I received an anonymous email. No subject. Just an attachment, a video clip. I clicked it. It was a screen recording of my old video calls with him. Me laughing. Me crying. Me saying I loved him. It was all there, things I thought were private. Things I never gave permission to record. My blood ran cold. Who was behind this? How did they get this? And why now? But the most disturbing part came at the end of the video. A blurry image of my apartment building, taken from across the street, zooming in slowly on my window. That night, I packed a bag and stayed at a friend's place. I couldn't risk sleeping there alone again. I felt hunted. Whoever this man really was, it wasn't just about lies and fake love anymore. He was watching. He knew where I lived. And maybe I had gotten too close to exposing something he never wanted anyone to find. And what I learned next took everything I thought I knew and shattered it completely. I knew I couldn't run from this anymore. Hiding wouldn't make him go away. I gathered every piece of evidence I had, messages, photos, payment receipts, the video clip, even the anonymous message from that fake account. With shaky hands, I walked into the local cybercrime unit. I didn't expect much. Victims of emotional scams often get ignored. But when I showed them the footage and explained the situation, their expressions shifted. One of the officers asked me to wait. Then another joined. They looked at each other and nodded like something clicked. They asked me if I recognized the name Daniel Rossner. I didn't. They pulled up a file, dozens of reports from women all over the country. Same pattern. Different names. Always vanishing just before the truth came out. One of the officers leaned in and whispered, "We've been trying to track him down for over a year. He changes identities like changing clothes. But that video, that apartment shot, that's something new. He's slipping." They traced the IP from the email. It was from a location only 2 blocks from my building. That same day, with a team watching nearby, they followed the digital trail to a co-working space where he'd been using public Wi-Fi under a false name. And then, just like that, they got him. His real name was Jason Keller. He had multiple passports, fake IDs, and was connected to a larger network of online scammers. But here's the twist: when they arrested him, they found something shocking on his laptop. A folder titled Real. Inside it were photos of only me. Not other victims. Just me. Screenshots of our conversations. Voice clips. Videos of me sleeping that I never knew he had. Even journal entries. She was different, he'd written in one note. I wanted to stop. But I couldn't. That broke me in a new way. Because even though he lied, even though he stole from me and shattered my trust, a part of him believed he loved me. Twisted or not, it was real to him. And maybe that's what made it even scarier. I wasn't just another scam. I was the one he almost couldn't let go of. But he did. And I survived. And now I'm telling my story so no one else falls for a soulmate who was never real to begin with. The day he was taken away, I stood outside the police station, staring at the cold sky, trying to make sense of everything. I didn't feel victorious. I didn't feel safe yet either. What I felt was numb, like something heavy had been lifted, but a part of me had been scraped raw in the process. I kept asking myself how someone could fake so much and still say they meant it. I kept thinking about that folder named Real and the twisted way he convinced himself that what we had was love. But the truth was clear now: it wasn't love. It was control. It was manipulation. It was an emotional scam that nearly broke me. In the weeks that followed, I went to therapy. I had to. Trust wasn't something I could just flip back on. I learned how grooming in emotional scams doesn't always start with money. It starts with words, with patience, with pretending to understand your deepest wounds. I realized I wasn't stupid for falling for him. I was human. I was open. I believed in the good in people. And that's not something I should ever be ashamed of. Elena and I reconnected. She apologized for disappearing, and I understood. She had gotten scared, just like I did. Together, we worked with a non-profit that supports victims of online relationship scams. We shared our stories anonymously at first, then publicly, because staying silent only helps people like Jason keep doing what they do. And slowly, I started to feel strong again. My heart didn't heal overnight. But it healed honestly. I learned to listen to my instincts more. I learned not to ignore the little red flags, even if everything else feels perfect. And most of all, I learned that true soulmates don't leave you broken, don't block you everywhere, and don't hide behind fake names. If you're watching this and you've ever been hurt like this, you're not alone. It's not your fault. Emotional scammers use love as a weapon, and the damage can feel invisible, but it's real. Speak up. Reach out. You deserve truth. You deserve safety. You deserve real love, the kind that doesn't come with lies. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone spot the signs before it's too late. Don't fall for a fake soulmate. Not everyone who says forever means it.